It's still cold at night. We're just a few days away from August, and it's still 40 degrees at night. So don't quite have the luxury of lightweight packs just yet. I don't know that we're going to get it. But I'm out and about. I'm just kind of driving logging roads. I have a side project. Really been wanting to get a grizzly bear on video. And just wildlife in general. I've been focusing more on that, trying to develop a productive interest in that. And you have to understand that in principle, photography, wildlife photography, and hunting are exact same thing. You use the exact same techniques. In a camera, you're pulling a trigger. Just what happens after that is different. You still kind of capture it. But if you can establish yourself productively as a wildlife photographer, you're getting pretty close to being able to say you can hunt. So I mean, if you get on a wolf and you get a good photograph of that, technically, you could have hunted the wolf. So they're both interchangeable. The photography gets kind of a nuisance. It's in the way a lot. If you've ever made videos, even like now, there's just some things that before you do anything, you got to think about what that camera is going to see and how you're going to communicate to people. And so when you're out trying to hunt, in particular, it can get in the way, and it can be very costly. It cost you, game that you could have got, but you're messing with the camera instead. So it's multitasking. Setting up a camera, to build a fire is one thing, but most definitely, if you're hunting and things, that camera will get in the way. When I was hunting fish underwater with a spear gun, I resolved that. I had a GoPro on my spear gun, and you should check out my spear fishing videos. And but even then, it was just taking a half a second to push that button. I'd see a fish, and I know that a half a second counts for something. It was a multitask. It was taking away focus, and it did cost me fish in the beginning, but in the end, it really became a benefit to have those things on camera. I was able to see my mistakes, and things that I thought I remembered were not. I didn't remember them as I thought. For example, if I made a dive and I was thinking, well, that was a 2-minute dive, and it come out to be 45 seconds or something. Other thing too, as well, is the camera records noise, and that's very important. Even the underwater diving, I was hearing that my system had some noises in it, and I was able to resolve that. But the same with when you're sitting in a bush or a deer blind, and you're running a camera, and maybe that's not the deer you want, a doe or something, but you're running, and you can hear things that they will hear as well. So I always say that if you want to get better at something, do video. If you want to improve your archery, your shooting skills, whatever, the camera's going to record that for you, and it's not going to lie. Like I say, you think you remember, you think you're doing things right, and then a camera will tell you different. So at any rate, I'm just kind of out looking, scouting for elk. Kind of, I might do a little more fishing later, but it's getting approaching archery season, and I'm kind of looking for elk, looking for new places, and to where I want to be this fall. I'll probably build a camp at some point this weekend. I might fish, I don't know, but it's just kind of nice. I'm sitting here drinking my first cup of coffee, and I got all this wilderness. I do pretty much whatever I want. I can truck camp, I got packs I can hike in. It's a nice feeling knowing I can do that. I got all these options in this endless, vast array of forest and mountain. So Anyways, I don't like to usually talk, but this will probably be a talking video, obviously. Um, so maybe I'll share some things that in general make my life more enjoyable, and the gear and stuff that help that go along. I'm always testing gear. So, at any rate, okay. So on the discussion of gear and things that will make life simple or easier is this East German hand grenade bag. It's a pouch. It's a belt pouch. Extremely useful. These these pull tabs. Look at that. I mean, it's quiet. It's not Velcro. You know, always like a latching system that I can use with one hand, and it's quiet. This particular setup I have for my MSR pocket rocket. As you can see, it fits in there real nice, including the coffee. The bottom of the can is dome shaped, so nice depression, adds a little bit of packability for the coffee in there, and there's extra room in there for a few extra things if you wanted. These come, you can see there's a compartment here, and there'll be two of them that divides this up into three compartments for 3 hand grenades. I would recommend buying 3 of these. And what I've done here is I've cut one out, so I have a large compartment and a small compartment. I have another one where I've cut both out, so I had just one open bag that will easily accommodate my binoculars. The third bag I just left intact the way it was, so you got 3 compartments. I really like this buckle system. It's kind of a novelty, but it is extremely useful and well thought out. So this is one of the things that I would recommend if you want to give it a try. Very useful. Fire kits, first aid, it just goes on and on. So give it a try. You see how deep this foliage is. You gotta have a stick. You gotta have a walking stick. Here's an example right here. I got my footing here. I feel a little decline. And suddenly it's dropping. Of course, I know it's going to drop because I can hear that creek over there. But right down there, I mean, that'd be a tumble and roll. These sticks, hiking stick, some type of stick, is your best friend. Yeah, take a look at that. That stick went right through my pants leg. Okay, so I'm going to talk about some gear. A German folding mat, folding sleep mat, and this Bull Pac. This pack frame was made for carrying out elk, so I think it's probably worth talking about. But anyways, back to this. This is a really good piece of gear, and you're probably going to be interested in it. Okay, so this is what it looks like laid out. What you're going to find with this sleep mat is it's going to fit even a tall person. It's pretty good in length there, and plenty of room. Plenty of room on the length. Alright, so here's the package. It's very packable. It's going to fold out. It's touching the ground. You know, I come up to about right there. Folds up very easy. Just like so. So what you have here is a nice seat. Moisture barrier for hunting, deer blinds, camping, whatever you're doing. So that folds up, it's comfortable seating for you. If there's one drawback to this, is it's fairly thin. It's not going to be like a thermarest, but you know, there's no tool does everything. You get a thermarest, and then it's not going to be able to do what this does as well. This will do what a thermarest will do, but not as well, vice versa. So if it's a little bit thin there, I don't mind, because once this goes into the pack, it takes up very little room, and it adds padding to the back of the pack. This was designed to go into the German rucksack, and it served that exact purpose. It fit into a sleeve and gave rigidity to that pack. I have that pack. I've used it extensively, but that's not what this conversation's about. It's about this here sleeping mat, and if you order the German rucksack, you're not going to get this with it. It's supposed to come with it, but you're not going to get it, and that's just the nature of buying European surplus. So keep that in mind if you order one of them rucksacks. So no end to possibilities what you can do with this. So as you can see, I had already a use for the folding sleep mat before I had gotten one. So I'm going to take that out of there so you can see what's behind there. You see Bull Pacs. That's some serious hardware right there. This pack frame was made for carrying weight. You have horizontal webbing, you have vertical webbing. Heavy duty, easy to use waist strap. Nice big buckle you can use with gloves. You have adjustable webbing here. You have tie-up points here. Got a tie-up point down here. Tie-up point there. A tie-up point there. Okay, so here's what the padding looks like. Got some pretty thick shoulder pads there. You might want to consider, if you were shooting, that that's going to add about an inch to your length of pull. So if you're resting your rifle there, the butt of your rifle in there, it's going to push that scope about that much farther away from your eye. Might be a big deal, might not. Got double padding on the lumbar. Decent amount of padding going across your general back area. You can tell I haven't worn this since winter because it's adjusted for thicker clothes, and I was carrying a little bit more weight back then. I've lost some weight. Yeah, you could just about sit a person on there and carry them out. Okay, well that kind of wraps it up for this video. I think I got enough content. I got some plans for this weekend, and so stay tuned. I might go back up in the Alpine and see if I can find some bears to get on video. So take care, and thanks for watching. Here's another use. The German folding sleep mat.